Hi there. For this particular demo, we're going to show and demonstrate how easy it is to get acquainted with Fast AI. Whether you're a machine learning expert or not, it's very simple, even if you have no experience with generating and creating your own models. From the script here, you can see that this script is only a few hundred lines of code. It's all a very high level. Fast AI kind of provides a framework on top of PyTorch where it allows you to use PyTorch without having any near the details required in order to use PyTorch directly. In this particular example, we're going to do an image classification model. So we're going to train a model to recognize different types of images. And in this particular case, we're training a model to recognize different types of breeds for dogs. It's fairly straightforward. If you take a look at the repo and you look at the directory, if you just need to have a particular Python packages installed, that's defined by the requirements.txt file. And we have a handy README file here to help you get started. So let's do a walkthrough of this code since it's only a couple hundred lines. Here we have all the usual imports. You can see FastAI. Here we have import for DuckDuckGo. This is how we're going to download all the images. So in this particular script, we're actually going to source all the images required in order to train this model. So this script will allow you to download all of the images in order to create the data set for your image classification problem. So if we go here and we take a look, we have this first function called search images, which will effectively download 30 images for a particular term that we're going to provide into this function. We're downloading all of these images from DuckDuckGo. Next, we have a function to resize all of these images, and why this is required is because if you're doing an image classification problem or comparing images in general, you're going to have these images downloaded from the internet in all different sizes, right? So it's very difficult to compare an image, say that's 480 by 320 resolution to something that's 1024 by 768, right? So what this thing does is it resizes all of the images to a particular size, and if needs to, it will pad and fill images that are smaller and lesser than that. And here we're going to download images for 3 different types of breeds for dogs. The first one's Boxer, the second one's German Shepherd, and the next one's Golden Retriever. We're going to create a path called dogs. If the path doesn't exist, we're going to create it, and then we're going to download all of the 30 images for a Boxer, 30 images for a German Shepherd, 30 images for a Golden Retriever. Again, if you starting with a clean pristine environment, the script will bootstrap everything to grab the images to train this particular model. Next, we're going to resize all of the images to 384 by 384. And if the model doesn't exist, we're going to create the model. And we're going to do that by using a construct in FastAI called a data block. Because this is an image classification problem, we're doing a category block. So this places the images in particular categories. And we're going to, in this definition here, we're going to set aside 20% of the images to do the training, and the other 80% we're going to do to source and create the model. Finally, we're going to create the vision learner, which basically uses this default model, which is pretty much good for like most of the models that you're going to create. And this basically effectively starts the training, the model creation and training process. And once the model's been created, we're going to export it. And once it's exported, right, we're going to reload the model. And the reason why we're doing that is if you've already trained the model before, so if you've run this script before, you've already created your model, it's not going to re-download the images and recreate the model. If the model's already there, we're just going to load it. So this is why you have the load. Then we're going to download 3 different images, 1 image of a Boxer, 1 image of a German Shepherd, and 1 of a Golden Retriever. Then we're going to pass those images into the model to get us a classification of what type of image for a dog is this. So let's go ahead and run the script right now. I've provided a convenient command line up at the top here. All you need to do is drop that into your console. This again will download images for 30 images for a Boxer. Then we'll download 30 images for a German Shepherd, which is happening right now. And then finally, we're going to download 30 images for a Golden Retriever. Once that's happened and we have all of our images, we're going to go ahead and start training our model. This part happens fairly quickly because we've resized the images to 384 by 384. We're going through 4 different iterations to train the model. So it happens pretty quickly. Once the model's been trained, we export it. And then we download a picture of a boxer, German Shepherd, and Golden Retriever. And then we pass those images into the model to ask us what type of image is this, or what type of breed of dog is this. For boxer, you can see we get a prediction of boxer at 100%. German Shepherd, we get a prediction of it that it's a German Shepherd, and same with Golden Retriever. So very simple to create your own model. Notice we didn't get into any nitty gritty details to do anything PyTorch related or anything like deep machine learning or AI related. This is a framework that provides a very high level interface so that you can quickly bootstrap and in this particular case create an image classification model to tell what type of image it is. Cool, thanks a lot.